So we're back with another Wonderkid to Superstar. Usually we focus on those amazing strikers, wingers, central midfielders, attacking midfielders, the ones that get you the big numbers, the big goals and the big moments in games. Well, we found a player who plays on the left hand side of your defence who can contribute to your attack just as well as some of these amazing strikers and wingers will. I haven't seen too many people talking about this guy, so I thought it was worth making a video on him. So let's check out our latest Wonderkid to Superstar. Hello everybody, Jake here for FMSCOUT and welcome back to Wonderkid to Superstar, the series where we take a Wonderkid in Football Manager, put them to the higher end of their potential range to see what kind of player they might become in your save. Today we'll be looking at a left-sided defender, a left back, a left wing back, whatever you want to use him as, who contributes very well to our team in this system and performs amazingly well in this simulation. He's a player that isn't talked about as often enough as he should be, and I think he makes a great sign-in. Before we get into him though, don't forget to like the video if you enjoy, comment who you'd like to see next, and subscribe for more. So you'll see we are in Spain, we are managing Barcelona, but the player we're looking at actually plays for Valencia, and he is here, and highlighted in gold in all players section for Valencia, we will find the young left-sided fullback Jesus Vasquez. The 18-year-old is 6 foot tall and has some very nice physical attributes to begin your saves with, mentally nicely balanced as well. His determination in my saves I've checked out tends to be on the lower side, so that's something to bear in mind, as well as a low rating for strength, and his technicals are also very good. He's good at the defensive side of the game and he can cross as well. His passing will need some work, but it's up to you at this stage what kind of player you make him. Will you make him an attacking out and out wing back, or you'll play him in this left back spot as some kind of defensive wing back? He can play a lot of roles and he's at the perfect age to mould him into whatever kind of player you want. At 18 he's got a lot of potential. In fact, his potential range is 140 to 170, so on the lower end you are getting a player that's certainly worth the investment of around 10-15 million pounds, and on the higher end you are getting one of the world's best fullbacks. Particularly this left back spot is very hard to come across better Wonderkids this year. There's not too many in this position that can do what Jesus Vasquez can. In terms of release clauses, nothing interesting, 68 million pounds, no one is going to pay anywhere near that fee, but he does look like a top draw player, so we're going to bring him over to our Barcelona side and show you what we're going to do to get some amazing results out of this guy. So he's over here at Barcelona, and in terms of a tactic, for the first time I won't be using the 4-2-3-1 gegenpress tactic because I really wanted to use this guy as a wing back, so I have used a tactic that I used in a recreation video not too long ago, the 2-shell tactic that tries to recreate Thomas Tuchel's style at Chelsea. Obviously that has a lot of focus on the wing backs both on the left and right, so hopefully we can get some good results out of Jesus Vasquez. If you're interested, all the instructions are listed on the side, and in terms of individual instructions, he's just been told to take more risks and to tackle harder. Now in terms of training, I'm only going to be focusing on double intensity and his role in that wing back attack spot to make him as good for this tactic as possible. There'll be no additional focus, I just want him to round out in that position. His determination, as I mentioned, is low in most saves that I've seen. Maybe it's random, maybe I've got unlucky, but it seems to be set around this value. But we can get past that by some mentoring. He will be being mentored by some of the better players at the club. If we have a look, he has got Frankie de Jong, Jordi Alba, Busquets and Dani Alves. They've all got very good personalities, and if even just a little bit of that can rub off on Jesus Vasquez, he can become a top tier player. Not that he can't with only 7 determination, it will just help him along in his growth a little bit. So he's a wing back who can attack with good physicals, good height, and he can defend as well. His passing and strength need some work, but his mentality isn't terrible. So let's forward into the future and see how he's done in his first couple of seasons as a Barca player. Okay, here we are, the start of our 3rd season as Barca boss. That has mean 2 seasons have passed with Jesus Vasquez in this left wing back spot, and we can see he's starting to develop at a decent level. Physicals are getting much better. He's very quick, naturally fit with good balance and jumping reach. His strength is starting to creep up a little bit too. Now valued at around 36 to 49 million pounds, his valuation has certainly gone up, but at the age of 20 you might say he's behind some of the players in his age group. But in terms of that position at left back, like I say, there isn't too many other options out there for this role, particularly when we're talking in more of an attacking sense. Mentally, he's very nicely balanced, his determination has moved a little bit, and his technicals are getting better as time has gone on. If you are interested, at current state, this guy is 138 current ability, meaning even if you got the lowest potential version of Jesus Vasquez, he is still going to look better than what this player looks like at this stage, so he's certainly worth that investment of around £15 million. In terms of how he's performed in the in-match engine, he played 36 games in his first season with 0 goals and 6 assists and a 6.9 average match rating. He followed it up next year with only 24 appearances but playing much better, near enough equaling that amount of assists, getting a goal, 3 player of match awards and a 7.17 average match rating. But trust me, the best is certainly to come for Jesus Vasquez. So let's go have a look what he looks like in his prime and see if his Barcelona career has been a success. So we're here in 2028. Vasquez has played a few seasons for the club now. He's in his prime, but before we get into having a look at him, I'd like to ask you guys, if you could be absolute legends. My channel is linked in the description. If you just want to check it out, hit subscribe, never come back again, whatever you want to do, I'd greatly appreciate any support over there. But if you're there, feel free to check out our Villarreal series that we've got going on. A lot of you guys are enjoying it, and I'm pretty proud of how it's turning out. And we've also got some rebuilds on the channel as well, random one-off rebuilds. If you want to check them out, you might also enjoy them too. So thank you to anyone who does head over there. Any support is greatly appreciated. Just reached 8,000 subscribers as well, so thank you to anyone who's got us towards this stage. But we can see here Jesus Vasquez with 28 appearances for the Spanish national team, only 25 years of age. He's got a lot of time left in his career, but he has become a very, very good player now valued at around £80 million, 75, 80, whatever you want to call it. This man's physicals have gone through the roof, his mentals are amazingly good as well, and his technicals have developed to a very good level. Obviously, we've been focusing in on this attacking side of his game over the years, focusing on that wing back on attack role, and that has led to his crossing, his dribbling, and even his corner taking getting better. To note, we haven't actually put him on any set pieces. I think the things that are letting him down are probably his passing and his determination. His strength is now at a level that we can forgive as well, but I think those main areas might be causing him a bit of grief. Also, the fact that his determination was lower in our save has actually meant for the first time in these simulations, at least with the save files that I've got here for this video, he doesn't reach his full potential of 170. Even though he's got that, he maxes out here at about 166, 167, so he could get even better than this. Not too much better, mind you, but he could still become a better player. But he is still doing very, very good. £525,000 a week seems extortionate for this kind of player, but Barcelona, we know what they're like with their finances. They have offered this man a crazy contract. 28 appearances for Spain, as I mentioned, but in the league, he has become one of the best defenders in the league, if not the best defender in the league, if we want to really class that wing-back spot as a defensive role. After we saw him last, he followed it up with a very good season, and he has improved year upon year, other than the most recent year, but he still had a very good season in that sense. On average, he now gets more than 10 assists a season and picks up a fair few goals. This season, in 2026, at the age of 24, he got a 7.61 average match rating and 11 player of the match awards in only 35 appearances for Barcelona. He's done very well in that wing-back spot, but I actually have a save near the end of his career, so I'll quickly switch to that so we can see how his final years got on at Barcelona. So we've actually got an extra 8 seasons here, and he has been very, very impressive. Goal scoring has never been his forte, but he is hitting every now and then 7 goals, 5 goals, then follows it up with only 1 goal in another season, which I don't really get, but he seems to have been hit by a few injuries in his recent years, not playing as many games as he once was, but his assists are still through the roof in a variety of seasons, but it's those average match ratings which really show how consistent this man has been at left wing back. For the price we paid for him, he has done so well. He now has 94 appearances for the Spanish national team. He's still got a few years left in him, but his valuation is now beginning to drop, still classed as the best player in that role in this Barcelona side. I'm really happy with how this guy's done. He's turned into a real superstar. I'm not saying he's, Moukoko or Haaland or Mbappe, but he is still, for his position, probably one of the better players you can sign at the start of your save if we're talking about starting attributes and being a player that can contribute straight away. Obviously, he's not going to play for Barcelona in his first year, but with a bit of development, you can definitely see the potential there, and I'm pretty sure even when he starts at the age of 18, he's got enough talent to at least be a squad player or a first team player for a lower table Spanish first division team, so he has got a lot of quality, even right from the off. I thought for a second he had won World Footballer of the Year, but he was only shortlisted for it it looks like Mbappe, Haaland and Blahovic have dominated the Ballon d'Or over recent seasons. He did appear in a World Team of the Year in 2032 and 2031, and he's been in and around that spot with Windle, Gvardiol, Davis, Gossens by the looks of it. It looks like those 2 years were the only years he got in, but he has been a very good player, a very good servant for this Barcelona side. He's not the best player that we've seen in these Wonderkids to Superstars by any stretch of the imagination, but I really don't think there's many better options in this left back, left wing back spot than there is Jesus Vasquez. Let me know if you're going to sign Jesus Vasquez in the comments below, or if you've had any success with him, and give him a rating out of 10. I'm giving him an 8.5. I think there's some attributes that let him down, and of course he doesn't look as great as some other players, but I think the fact that he starts with some very strong attributes for these kind of roles makes him a very usable player and one of the better options you can sign in this particular position. Thank you guys for watching, have a great day, don't forget to like the video on your way out, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.